My name is Flavio Almeida. I am a third-degree black belt under Master Carlos Gracie Jr. I've been training Jiu-Jitsu under him since the age of 13 years old, and now I'm 29. The knowledge and the wisdom that these techniques, these videos bring to you, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu students worldwide, they were not created by us. The challenge was far above that. What we had to do is try to capture the best way possible all the knowledge that Master Carlos learned. So what we did was just to wrap all this knowledge and make sure it's available to you, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructors, and most importantly, students worldwide. It is a 16 weeks curriculum with 2 different classes per week, so it's a total of 32 classes. So once again, the theory behind the structure of each class is always trying to cover the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu self-defense strategy, dividing in 3 different phases of a fight. There's the free motion phase, where for us BJJ practitioners, our goal is to avoid the strikes and close the distance to a tight clinch. Once we are on the clinch, we want to work on an effective takedown, and once we are down on the ground, we want to work on improving the level of control over our opponents so we can get to the ultimate goal of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that is always a submission hold, either an armbar, foot lock, a choke, or any kind of submission that you guys may learn on the curriculum. The purpose of these DVD sets, the Gracie Barra Fundamentals 2009, is to complement your training. You're probably learning these techniques from your instructor, but it's always good to have these techniques, the videos available to you. So maybe you're traveling abroad, maybe you just forgot one technique, maybe you want to practice with your friends or your brothers and sisters at home. So it's always good for you to have a different source for you to consult anytime you need that information. The curriculum is not evolving in a sense that you have to learn one class to learn the other. It's more like a puzzle. It's really up to you how you're going to put all these pieces together. Now it's interesting to note that why the name Fundamentals. And despite the fact that Jiu-Jitsu is in its core or its essence a very innovative martial arts, there's always new techniques coming up. We believe and we were taught that the fundamentals never change. So regardless of what's your belt, what's your level of experience, for how many years you've been training, if you look to the curriculum and to the techniques from the student standpoint, there is always something new for you to learn, or something that you already knew but you forgot, and it's time for you to revisit and learn it again. I hope you enjoyed the techniques. I hope you enjoyed the curriculum. Good luck.
Let's study the standing rear break fall and the technical lift. Okay, so let's stand here. He throws me, I break my fall. He gets close. Okay, so if you fall backwards, you should not post your elbow, you hurt your shoulder. You should not post your hand, you hurt your elbow. You should not hit your head on the ground. So the way to fall safe is, you will push me, I squat down, hands on my shoulder, chin on my chest, and I slap the mat with my arm flat, real hard. The harder I slap, the lighter my body drops. Now he's standing there. He wants to throw punches and or kicks. So I want to have him facing my legs. If he gets close to me, I fire my heels against his knees. When he steps back, it's the opportunity to sit up by posting my elbow, keep the shield high here, my eyes on him, and I post my hand. Okay, now you can fire your kick one more time. You raise your hip so it's more powerful and you have a longer reach. Just when he steps back, you prepare to stand up. Okay, so keep your eye on him and turn your belly button down. He raise your hip, turn and step for balance. Then you posture up, cover, measure his distance. Okay, one more time. Arms flat. Break your fall. Hip him away from you. Now, one more thing you need to watch. Whatever leg he's stepping back, you show your shield. Because that leg there throws the strongest kick. And if he does kick, you kick at the same time. Okay, so always show your shield to that leg and to that strong punch as well. After that, kick, and then stand up. Let's study close guard from the bottom. Let's work on the scissor sweep. So, I have someone inside my close guard, who's holding here for posture. The best timing to go for the scissor sweep is when they post one leg up. His next step would be to stand up, but before that, I will come in with the scissor sweep. Okay, 2 points for the sweep, 4 points for the mount. Okay, so if it was a self-defense situation, much safer here, much better control on the mount. Close guard, he's trying to posture up, he stands up the leg. Whenever you have close guard, you can keep that cross grip on the collar. That's really good for you. Trying to break his posture, go behind the elbow for the scissor sweep so he cannot post his hand. Okay, now you open the guard, use his leg as a post. Posting your right leg on his leg should help you escaping your hip out. You need that space in order to bring your right leg through. You see my knee went all the way through. I have my shin on his belly. Left leg on the mats, pulling him towards me. I don't want him sitting on his heels for balance. Now, as I drive with my arms, look, I arch my back and I drive. I also scissor with my legs. And now for the transition, I post, I get the mount, and I establish it here. One more time. Disposing, cross grip on the collar, and behind the elbow. Look how I use his leg as a post, so I can't escape my hip. After that, my leg goes through, look, until my toes touch on his upper body. The same technique can be done when he's on his knees. But now he has better balance. You need one more step. Look, same grips. You don't have his leg to use as a post. You step on the mats. Hip escape, my right leg through, left leg on the mats. I pull, but he keeps balance. I need more hip escape. I need left foot on his knee. See now, look, my left foot, I'll push his knee down. He's off balance. And I drive, and I scissor. And I should be able to get the same sweep and the same good mouth control. Let's study from the close guard on the bottom, the front choke. Okay? The front choke is a very technical submission. Lots of details to make it work are necessary. So, let's say your partner is here trying to posture up with both hands on your collar. That might be the hardest posture for you to break because he's posting with both hands. We will open the collar with one hand so we can feed the cross grip deep, deep, deep with 4 fingers inside the collar. Now when you pull him down, he will lock his elbows and will hold his head up. That's why you must drop your elbow heavy against his elbow. as you pull him down. But with the other hand, he is still posting. Deixa o braço duro reto aqui. See? Then you will go behind the elbow, pull his elbow out. So now, one elbow against his elbow, the other one you pull out. Last thing you need to do is with your legs, pull him into you. By the time he loses his posture, you should be fast. Hide your thumb when you do this, and go underneath everything as deep as you can on the cross collar. Okay? And to finish the choke, make sure to turn your thumbs inside and make a fist. Make a fist and point his elbows to the mats now. One more time. You will practice that with your partner posting both hands on your chest. You will need to feed your hand, the first grip, as deep as you can with 4 fingers. Now, drop your elbow against his elbow. With the other hand, you pull his elbow out. And with your legs, you pull him in. If he loses his posture, even if it's just a little bit, you have a good opportunity to hide your thumb and go as a knife. Fast, underneath your first grip, and deep. Get both hands as deep as you can. Rotate your thumbs in, your wrist in. Make a fist. Drive your elbows to the mats. Close your elbows. Keep your elbows tight to your ribs. And you should have a powerful choke here. We will study now the safe stance, the safe clinch, and the hip throw. Okay, so the safe stance is the technique we use whenever someone approaches us and we are not sure what his intentions are. He might be getting ready to throw a punch or to throw a kick. So instead of standing here and squaring up with him, being a big target, what I will do is I don't need to look him in the eyes and just get in the situation to become more aggressive. So I can actually look him in the chest, and by doing that, I am already protecting my jaw here. I will make a little step back and turn on my side. This way, I kind of protect my groin area, and I raise my hands just as if I was talking, but actually I am kind of protecting my plexus, and I am one step away from covering just in case he throws a punch or something. So I am already in a much better position than he is. Okay? If I feel like I need to defend myself, I can anytime control his wrist, step in. That's why as I tuck my chin down, turn on my side, and raise my hands, I bring my weight to the balls of my feet here, to my toes. This way I can sprint forward. Okay, so I am on the safe stance. From here, when I sprint forward, I want to make sure I control his wrist, so he will not throw the punch. At the other side, I am covering my face. As I step him, again, I let this shield go, and I'll control his hip. Okay, so that position here, when I stand sideways with him, pull his hip inside, keep my head on his chest, control his wrist against his body, we call it safe stance. Okay, safe stance because here, he cannot throw headbutts because my head's on the chest. He cannot throw punches because I am controlling his arm. No knee strikes or kicks because I am controlling his hip. From here, I'll bring him to the ground by using the hip throw. So just one step, my toes will point to the direction. I want to flip him, and then just for 1 second, I'll let my head go, and I'll step inside. I'll make a catch with my hip underneath his belt level. Then I bump him up. Ideally, his weight should be on my hips, so he's not heavy at all here. Controlling the wrist, controlling his hip. I'll rotate my upper body, and I'll have him on the ground. Okay, now we will control him on the ground using the knee in the belly. It's actually my shin on his belly. That leg should stand for balance. I should keep a good posture, hips forward. So this way, there is a lot of weight on top of him. This hand controlling the neck. If you make his back flat on the mats, it should be very hard for him to escape. You can push this hand away against his chest and control the neck. If he fires any punches with that hand there, you can just lean to the side and you should be fine here. One more time from the beginning. So someone approaches you, you're not sure if he will throw punch or kick, he's just talking in an aggressive way. You don't need to look him in the eye and square up here in a big target. On your side, hands up, chin down, and you talk from here. If you feel like you need the clinch to control the situation, the weight's already on your toes, so you can quickly sprint forward, controlling the punch, controlling the hip real quick. Make sure to have your head on the chest, pull his hip inside. Note that when we are practicing self-defense, we don't make grips on the uniform. I'm controlling his arm. 1, 2, feet parallel. The catch is with your hip. The opposite is trying to make the catch with your leg. That doesn't help. It's your hip underneath his belt level and you bump him up. Now you rotate your upper body. Note that I will look over my left shoulder and then throw. Posture up. This way I'm just helping my partner to break his fall. Knee in the belly, pushing the hand against his chest and my grip on his neck. If you want to add more weight on top of him, just take your toes off the mats. And keep her balanced with that leg here. Let's work on how to pull guard from standing up. Anda pra cá. Okay. So when we start sparring here from standing up, the most common grip is strong grip on the collar. Most times your partner does the same. The other grip behind the elbow, most times he does the same. That's the regular grip when sparring standing up. Okay. Here I have two options. One is attempting for a takedown. If it's a competition, I would score 2 points. The second option is pulling guard. I don't lose any points by doing that, and I might have a plan to sweep and or submit him. Okay, so the same side you're controlling his elbow, you will want to step on his hip. Okay, so as your foot go up, your hips should be going down, and you will land on your side. Watch, on your side. You will not square up. As he drives weight forward, you'll have to muscle a lot with that leg. Your heel might slip out. When you escape your hip, you lock your leg in a position that gives you a lot of leverage to keep pushing his hip away, and that's what you want. Keep your grips. Your grips are pulling. You want a hem without posture. You don't want a hem to be able to arch his back. Okay? The other leg is circling inside ready to push his biceps. Once you have that position, you're safe, and you can easily work on your transition to the closed guard, where you should be even safer and you should have much more options for attacks. Watch. Now I just cross my feet behind his back and I have him in closed guard. Once in closed guard, you will want 4 fingers inside the cross collar as deep as you can and pulling him down. One more time. When you're preparing to spar from standing up, keep your feet parallel. Don't reach too much. Walk close, and then you reach to the collar. Keep your forehead aiming to his forehead here, blocking lots of his attacks. Okay, you don't want to lean to the sides or posture too much. Right here. And then he will grab your collar, you'll grab his elbow. The reason why you want to step at the same side you're controlling the elbow is just because, watch. If I use the other leg, his hand is free. He might push my leg away, and he can do a knee in the belly, just like he's doing. If it was a competition, he would be scoring 2 points now for knee in the belly. Okay? If it was a self-defense situation, I would be in a bad position. So, it is much safer to go at the same side you're controlling the elbow. Open guard, escaping my hip, pushing his biceps away. The transition to close guard is my foot underneath the armpit, then I start bending my leg that is on the hip and I pull him inside. When I climb his back, I let my foot on the hip go and I lock my feet. Most times he will drop on his knees. Immediately, you want to reach, cross grip on the collar as deep as you can and start pulling him down. You will learn later that sets up lots of your attacks. Let's study on the close guard from the bottom, the sit-up sweep, and the Kimura submission. Okay? That's the sit-up sweep. That makes a very good combo with the Kimura submission. For that sweep to work best, you will go whenever someone is controlling your chest with one hand on, okay? You will get that a lot because with the other hand, they want a lot of times to use their elbows against your leg, their hands against your hip. You will also use that sweep whenever they sit on their heels. That's when they're losing the balance backwards, okay? From here we go. I open my guard, feet down. I raise my hands to get more momentum. Then as I go, I pulse my elbow. I pulse my hand and I have chest to chest. These arms go over the shoulder. I kind of make a lock with my elbow on his shoulder and I aim for his triceps. Okay? My right foot is posting on the mats real hard, so when I push with my right foot, I can bump forward with my hip. My left leg is just bending this way. Okay? Then you look to the side, bump, bump. He cannot pulse because I am controlling the triceps. I got a real good control this time and I am pulling that inside also. Then I turn, 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 and I work on my transition to the mount position. Okay? Once on the mount position, you can push your hands here for balance, raise your knees close to his armpit. One more time. Once you learn well the sit-up sweep, you will use that a lot in a combination with the Kimura submission. The reason why is because a lot of times when you go for the sit-up sweep, he is faster than you and he posts the hand. So you don't really get to control the triceps and the arm. So even if you bump with your hips, he can always post and he never gets to fall to the bottom and you don't accomplish the mount position. Okay? That's the perfect angle for you to go for the Kimura submission. Let go the triceps and rook his arm. Okay? Your hand that is posting on the mats, you will let it go and immediately you will control his wrist. Watch. You fall on your shoulder, that's fine. That's helpful. And just then, once you have the grip on the wrist, you will, with the other hand, control your own wrist. It's even better if you remind yourself to have your thumb over. Okay, you will not hold this way, but this way. Okay, once you do this, you'll